Hello everyone and welcome to another historic video. So last time I did a Reanimator video, I took a look at Mardu to see how good a Troxa Grand Unifier was. So we got to try out some new cards. We also had Nahiri, where we could reanimate the Priest of the Felrites, giving it haste and then reanimating either the Saurus Emissary or a Troxa. So this time around, as you can see, we're going to be trying out the other Planeswalker from the Phyrexia BO1, Jace the Perfective Mind. So the idea behind the Jace's inclusion in the deck is it's going to be a 3-mana card that comes down, slows down your opponent's aggression. If they want to go for Jace, then you save some life totals. If they don't, then you can mill a bunch of cards using the -2 or the -X into milling something like Unburied Rites or Priest of Felrites, Faithful Mending, things like that. So with Jace in this deck, when you do play out the Priest of Felrites on turn 2, and if the Priest of Felrite does survive, then you can play out the Jace, hoping that you can mill a Troxa or Saurus Emissary. And yes, the Jace does come down with 2 less loyalties, so you're still going to be milling 9 cards, so chances are that you're going to be able to mill a card that you can reanimate. However, if there's nothing going on, if you really don't need to do it, probably you shouldn't do it because you are technically sacrificing a Planeswalker just to mill 9 cards, and if you don't actually get Saurus Emissary or a Troxa down, then you would just be skipping a turn. So unless the time is of the essence, you probably don't want to -X, you probably just want to -2. If opponent does have a board and you don't have Priest of Felrites, you definitely want to +1 so that you can slow down your opponent, so that when turn 4 does come around, you can -X for a little bit more loyalty if Jace does survive. Hopefully you can find an Unburied Rites and then you mill that card so that you can reanimate Saurus Emissary or a Troxa. So that is going to be the plan with this deck, and the deck actually surprisingly has a lot of small creatures in the deck, such as Rafine's Informant, Diviner of Fates, Fleeting Spirit, so that if opponent does bring out a Graveyard Hate, we don't just fold immediately. And this last card, Fleeting Spirit, it might be a kind of a surprise to you as just a one-of, but this card is a pretty amazing card by itself just as a one-of. Not only can this card ditch other cards in your hand so that you can reanimate cards with Priest of Felrites, but it also has some synergy with Diviner of Fates, letting you discard on your opponent's turn and on your turn so that you can go through your deck a little bit faster. Especially if you're flooding, you can ditch a land, get a land, and then on your opponent's turn, you can ditch a land that you got with the Diviner of Fates again to get another land from the deck, letting you thin the deck so that you can get some playable cards when you're flooding, something like that. And as for our board wipe, to slow down things like any of the Loris decks that are popular, like Affinity decks, Aura decks, things like that, we're going to be playing 3 copies of Temporary Lockdown. This is actually really important that this is actually an enchantment, which is something that a Troxa can hit. With a Troxa, we can hit creature, planeswalker, enchantment, land, and sorcery, and instant speed, which is going to be quite relevant. I did kind of thought about playing Leyline Binding, but then we would have to resort to playing a bunch of other Triumph tap lands, and that's going to be quite hard, especially in a deck with a lot of 1-mana and 2-mana spells. So we're gonna lose a bunch of tempo by doing that, so I decided not to and just stick to Esper to make the mana base a lot cleaner. But that's going to be for the intro. I'm gonna be jumping into some historic best of 1 ranked game to show you guys how the deck does. I'll also have a post-game section at the end of the video to talk about the deck, and let's hop on over. Alright. First game, playing against a Giganta. That's probably a Wizard. We have Bone Shard and then Unburied Rites. We should probably keep this. We also have a Fleeting Spirit. I don't think it matters too much, so... let's see. Wow, Rakdos? Okay, that works out, I guess. You take out the Bone Shard or the Fleeting Spirit? Bone Shard or the Spirit? Okay, so the pathway is gonna be white, and then that's gonna be black. Ooh. Oh. Oh, it's just a Rakdos. Just Rakdos mid-range. Okay, well, thank you very much for discarding a card. Okay, we're flooding. I think I'm actually not... I'm not gonna play the Concealed Courtyard, I think. Even though it's gonna come in tap later. Because I just wanna keep it in my hand to bluff. Since we got really nothing here. Crucius. Okay, come on. We need a Reanimator card. Aatroxa? Okay, Sarah's Emissary, I'll take it. Okay, put that on white. So, because opponent knows that... I mean, if you read our Leading Spirit, it can get first strike, so I'm pretty sure they're not gonna block. This should be a free attack. Okay, it is. Easy game. So we just reanimate Sarah's Emissary, right? Oh, what do we call? What do we call? I guess let's just call creature for now, I guess. Because the thing is, they play Fatal Push. They play Molten Impact. Aside from that, how do they get rid of a Sarah's Emissary? I don't know. Oh, maybe they play like something like Go for the Throat. Right. But would people play Go for the Throat in a meta with so many affinity decks? I don't think so, right? Like, I don't think people will play Go for Throat. Like, maybe... something else? Ooh, Karn. What did they grab? What do you grab with a Karn? I'm seeing a lot of Karns, by the way. In best of one right now. Tormod's Crypt. Hello? We already have a Sarah's Emissary on the board? Tormod's Crypt. Okay, so this is the thing about Karn, right? Although Karn is a great card, but in best of one, there's so many cards. There's only so many cards you can fit in a 7-card sideboard, you know? Okay, so we kill the Karn. Okay, well, so far the protection from creatures is actually kind of working out. So this is their final turn. This is what's really great about this deck versus Rakdos midrange, for instance, by the way, is their discard spells we don't really care about. If you want to discard me, it's actually better for me. It's like I welcome it, you know? Ambergris. Okay, that's kind of hot. I actually haven't seen a Rakdos version play Ambergris in their deck, but it's actually kind of cool with Crucius because it refills your hand once you run out of cards. Yeah, okay, so they do play Molten Impact. Whoa, they play Jarsoul. So they were just missing green? Okay. Okay. Untap. Untap, untap. On turn 3. Because we're going first, I think I'll keep this. Otherwise, I would have mulliganed, I think. Actually, we're actually missing a second white source. That kind of sucks. Another Karn deck. In elves. 3 Karns at that. Okay. Can I please get a white source? Please? Okay, well. Sure. And we'll bin Aatroxa for now, so we can get some creature, I guess. Ooh. Okay, so they sacrifice their own Karn to grab probably Pormod's Crypt. There it is. Okay. Still, we need a white source. I would really like a white source. That would make my life a lot easier. The question is, do we Bone Shard the Elvish Mystic here, or play the Fleeting Spirit? I think we play the Spirit. Just put on some more aggression. Right? Because we're not going to be able to reanimate anything anytime soon with the Tormod's Crypt on the board. It's a tough turn, actually. Because there's actually some truth to Bone Sharding there, right? They could not have the 4th mana. Okay, so Diviner Fates should work on opponent's turn as well. What do they grab now? Plus. Into another Elvish Mystic. Okay. So, discard. Let's see. I want a Thoughtseize. Give me a Thoughtseize. No? Not bad. Oh, we got a white source. Okay, that's good. So we can exile the spirit first. And then temporary lockdown the elves away, right? And the Tormod's crypt. If they don't crack it, I mean, they're gonna crack it, so... Oh my god, it's a tap land. I thought it was a pain land. Okay. Okay. Plan 2, kill the elf. Ooh, another one. Okay. Second Karn down. Another one to go. Okay, what do you grab now? The third Karn. Haywire Might. Does that even do anything? Why'd they grab that? Okay, I mean, that's not gonna do anything. Unless... I mean, like, they're not enchantment or artifacts. Like, why'd they grab that? Okay, so... we discard... a land. So we can do that in the deck. There we go. And then we're gonna temporary lockdown. I just forgot. The temporary lockdown is an enchantment. I just had a brain fart. How did my opponent foresee this? Okay, plan 2. Yeah, let's do Diviner of Fates first so we can draw 2 cards. Okay, unfortunately, we can't attack first because I don't really want to lose a Diviner of Fates right now. They're 100% gonna double block, you know? So annoying. The might. They 4D chessed me. They actually did. Yeah, well, it's okay. What do you grab? The boat? Ooh, okay. I mean, that's fine. Who cares about that card? Yeah, so what's not fine is me flooding here. What does my Priest of Phyrexia say actually? Unearth. Return this card from the graveyard to the battlefield. Can they respond to that? Okay, I don't want to make a mistake here, so... I don't think they can. Maybe they can. I don't know. Wait, what? Why are you blocking that? Excuse me? You're supposed to block the other one.
There is always another fight.
Okay, well. Just thinning the deck. We only play 22 lands in the deck. Oh, I messed up. I was actually supposed to put stop at their second main phase because the Fleeting Spirit comes back at the end of the turn. So I'm not gonna have another turn with the Fleeting Spirit. That's my bad. So we have 2 Priest of Fell Rights. One Unbearer Rights. And at this point, if we get a Sarah's Emissary, we can just hard cast it, so... We have 4 copies of it. Okay, it doesn't have Trample. Can I just say how amazing this card is, like Fleeting Spirit? If this was the other card that gets indestructible by discarding card, it would be terrible, right? Because they would be gaining like so much life. But are you kidding me? That's their 4th card.
I will not lose another friend.
No shot. That's we went through their playset. What is this? What do you grab? Staff of Domination? Okay. That's kind of annoying. Let's Rafine's Informant first, right? And oh man. Let's ditch the Fell, right? See if we get a Troxa or... Okay, we got Sarah's Emissary. That's really good. We'll grab a Troxa. Okay, Planeswalker. Instant speed. Creature. And a land. Gas. Let me see. They can't tap down my creature because it requires 4 mana. And untap is 3. And before we end, I do want to get rid of a land, so... Not only does this come back untapped as a blocker, which is important against the lifelinker. We get to thin our deck. There shouldn't be too many lands left in my deck now. Elvish Warmaster, that's actually a really good card they drew. Okay, so I'm gonna play the Sarah's Emissary. I think I might have to actually call Artifact, which is kind of funny. Because they can tap down my creatures now. I don't think I'm gonna be dying anytime soon with Aatroxa attacking. Because I'm going to 21. And I'll have 3 blockers. So we're gonna call Artifact, then we're gonna attack all. I think they can only pump it once, right? That means they're gonna be able to block a Diviner of Fate with the War Master. But if they want to block additional creature with Circle, they lose the mana generation for the Staff of Domination, so I think this is a good attack. Because if they lose Circle, they lose the game. And they can't generate infinite mana right now with the Circle, with the Staff of Domination combo, because Circle's generating 3 mana right now, and Staff is generating... Staff needs to pay... Was it 3 or... Staff needs to pay 3 mana to untap Circle. Okay, they're just dead, I guess. I think they might have forgotten that Warm Coil Engine is an artifact, so it can't block right now because we have protection from artifact. Okay, we went through 4 cards and we actually got there. Okay, very nice hand. We're also playing against Loris. This could be like an affinity deck. Whoa. Okay, that Delver needs to go right now. If this is like Protect the Delver... I don't know, counter spell heavy deck, that needs to go now. Good chance they don't have a creature. Usually Delver decks don't have that many creatures. You take Diviner of Fates, right? Funny thing is, they could have also taken Priest there. Because we could have a turn 3 reanimation. We might actually have a turn 3 reanimation. And if we don't get a reanimation target, I might actually sacrifice the Priest of Felrites if it does live and get the Diviner of Fates back. Because this card is pretty gross. And... Wait, what? Okay. I think opponent just had a brain fart. They thought in their hand, instead of a Temur Battle Rage, they probably thought that they had a Molten Impact or something like that. And when they drew their only red spell, that's a 2-mana card, they thought it was a Molten Impact. Okay. Another Loris deck. We have a Bone Shard, Rafine's Informant, and a Fatal Push. It can't get any better than that. This is probably an affinity deck. I mean, I said affinity deck last game, but... Okay, there you go. An affinity deck. It's pretty annoying that they started with the Esper Sentinel, but... I think I'll start with the Rafine's Informant. Instead of Fatal pushing the Esper Sentinel immediately. It's just too much of a tempo loss if I waste the entire turn, you know? And because they played things like Michiko, right? Having Fatal push up is actually really important. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna Rafine's Informant again, I think. And then have a Fatal push up. I mean, give them a card, you know? Yes, I give them a card, but their deck actually doesn't play that many lands, so there's a good chance they might not be able to utilize that extra card by the turn we get this Sarah's Emissary down, you know? Okay. You may have a card. That card, okay, we have Unbury Rights, so we just need a land. We just need a land now. Insult Artifact. Okay. So they also had a Michiko, so... That was the card that I was talking about. I think... Since we have a Fleeting Spirit and a Bone Shard... I think we double block the Esper Sentinel and chump block the 9/9. Jace. So we're gonna play the Fleeting Spirit, Bone Shard, the Unbury Rights, hoping we get a land next turn and win the game. Come on, deck. You can do it. We need a land. There it is. There it is. Now, I don't believe in their deck there's a single card that can answer the Sarah's Emissary. I don't think so. Maybe I'm wrong. Interesting. They play Hope. It is a creature, so... Oh, they're dead next turn, so... I don't know. In case they have an instant speed spell, I'll call instant speed. Because why would they still be here, right? Oh! I think they were banking on Otawara. In that case, I should have actually called us another creature with the Sarah's Emissary, so... Okay, so they had an out, and I almost made a mistake. I mean, I did make a mistake, and we could have lost, but... Okay, so... Yeah, I learned my lesson. So call... If you're playing against Azoria's affinity deck, if you have 2 Sarah's Emissary, just call both creatures, and you're gonna win. Okay, so this is gonna be my last game. Since these games are taking quite a long time. This is a keep, right? Since we have Rafine's Informant and Fatal Push. Hopefully, we can get a blue source. We do play 13 copies of it. Hopefully we do. There it is. We'll start out with Rafine's Informant. Looks like opponent is playing another... It's a fellow Esper player. I'm not sure if they're playing Reanimators like we're doing. Probably not. I'm gonna say a control deck. I think...
Phyrexia's plans are already in motion.
Let's see. We could also mill ourselves and draw a card.
Data requires scrutiny.
Wow. 3 lands on top? So what do you do? You have a Jace and a creature. I'm feeling pretty confident, honestly. Usually when you have a creature and a planeswalker at the same time, it feels like a win. Let's see. Faithful Absence. Why do people play that card? Like, you're playing Esper. Huh, this is kind of interesting because I do want to play the Priest of Felrites this turn in case they have like a board wipe. And then if this was an untapped land, right? Well, if they board wipe, I guess we can still play Jace, so... Okay, so going back to the topic. Why would you ever play Faithful Absence when you're playing Esper? You have that extra black mana to destroy Planeswalker. Like Shealdra's Edict, for example. Because Jace got me a card. Hold up. Let's see. Okay, against a control deck, Aatroxa. What a card. Unbury Rights. Diviner Fates. Temporary Lockdown. And a land. I believe. Wait, where's my land? Hello? What?
Scream. Surrender your
Ashok is kind of interesting. Makes me think, are they a Reanimator deck too? Okay, we'll see here. Oracle of the Alpha Memer. Okay. Sure. Okay, so let's play out the Jace. This is our other win con. We're just gonna keep plussing until we win the game.
Focus on the facts. Become subdued.
I love Jace. So what do you do? Kill, right? They top 2? Okay, it looks like they found another board wipe. They couldn't play it because they only had 3 mana left, right? Well, I guess let's crack the clue. And guess we can play out the Priest of Fel, right? Since even if it goes to graveyard, it doesn't really do anything. I'm kind of tempted to -2 here. Kind of mill them. Okay. Ashok, good mill. Like, Jace feels so good here. Like, it's insane. Doomscar. We have 2 Thoughtseizes. I think we ditch the Bone Shard. And okay, so play the Diviner Fates, ditch the Bone Shard, play the Priest of Felrites. I think that's a play. So let's Diviner Fates first. If we get a Thoughtseize, we'll play the Thoughtseize. But if we don't, we'll do something else, I guess. In which case, we didn't. Value! Okay, there's Thoughtseize. Diviner Fates. Maybe we should start plussing.
Organic minds are easily quelled.
Okay, in a grindy deck like this, Aatroxa Reanimation is so much better than Sarah's Emissary. It's kind of insane. Okay, board wipe tribal. They okay, they play farewell. Like, really? Oh my god. Another one. I think I'm actually gonna take the Rusco because I don't want to give them a clock. And even if you depopulate, we can just bring it back, so... We might actually get another Thoughtseize. Okay, never mind. Okay, Jace is our win con. Jace is our win con. They have 37 cards. Okay, these temporary lockdowns are kind of dead though. Evolve Sleeper. Wait, that doesn't make any sense. Why would you be playing an Evolve Sleeper with this many board wipes? You're gonna evolve it, and you're gonna kill it with your own hands. No way. Well. Ooh. Okay, so Fleeting Spirit is another win con if our Jace dies. Because I don't think a board wipe central deck can actually beat a Fleeting Spirit. How do you beat this card? How do you beat this card? Okay, let's just use it. I mean, I don't think I'm gonna deck. Okay, well, final turn. Instant speed? I think their only removal spell, like targeted removal, is an instant speed, right? Yeah, there you go. Faithful Absence. Imagine playing Esper and playing Faithful Absence. A card that 2-for-1s you, and then they use it on Jace, so they got 3-for-1'd. No shot. Look at this card. Look at it. Look at it. Best card. Actually, the best card in Historic. Boom. Easy game. So good. Screw farewell. Okay, well, somehow we went 5-0. That was fun. Okay, so finally we finished 5 games. We went 5-0, surprisingly. And let me tell you, we've survived so many graveyard hate. We survived 4 Karns. We survived multiple farewells. This deck definitely can play versus graveyard hate very well. And that's all thanks to like Fleeting Spirits. Oh my god. Okay, let me tell you about this Fleeting Spirit. This card was insane. Like, okay, if that was Seasoned Hallowblade instead, right? We would have lost. We would have simply lost. This would have gotten Portable Hold. There's so many exile spells right now, right? Like if you look at a control deck, for example, they play March. Sometimes they play Portable Hold, Farewell. This card just sucks. This card actually just sucks. But this card, on the other hand, yes, you won't be able to block and trade with a creature, but you can spend 1 mana by exiling 3 cards in the graveyard. That's not an issue. So you get a first strike, that's good. It can trade with other things. Discarding a card, exiling and returning to battlefield at the end of the turn is quite insane, actually. So I'm very happy with this card. And obviously, dodging Farewell is obviously very, very good. And also the synergy between these 2 cards. Oh, there was a game where we just kept filtering through lands. We just discard lands. We had 2 Diviner Fates. Discard a land. Fetch 2 lands. Deck thinning every single turn. On my turn and on opponent's turn. Just 4 cards at a time. It's so good. And Jace? So the reason why I put the Jace in was to slow down the aggro decks, right? So that we can play like Temporary Lockdown, things like that. Or use the -X to mill some cards so that we can reanimate it with the Priest of Felrites. That was actually the reason why we put it in, but it does also add that alternate win condition versus like a control deck, for example, if they can't get rid of a Planeswalker to mill opponent's deck. So we almost got there. The opponent had like 33 cards. Jace could mill like 24, but they actually died to a Fleeting Spirit instead, which is kind of typical. Like, how do you get rid of this card as a control deck? I don't think you can. And oh yeah, also versus like a board wipe, a dot deck, Aatroxa was amazing compared to Sarah's Emissary. We got to reanimate Aatroxa twice, refilling our hand. So yeah, I mean, it was really good. I really liked it. I also really like, okay, Diviner Fates did get nerfed, but it's still good. But that is going to be it for the video. If you guys like the video so far, leave a like, comment below, subscribe, and I'll be doing more historic and explored videos in the future. So stick around, and I'll see you guys all later. Bye-bye.